Welcome, everyone. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. Then on Friday, they'll be facing Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers.
And that one against the Raptors, it's going to be game number 4 for them during the start of this NBA campaign. They'll want to get off to a hot start to the year.
Look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. Morant is the point, with Bane out on the wing. Edey out there with Jackson, and it's Jackson in at the 3. And for the Spurs, Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. Castle is out there with Fox, and it's Vassell in at the small forward. Shot clock at 6. The wide open look here for Fox, and he's good on the 3 ball. Here we are, Greg, in game 1 of the NBA season. How does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season. Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
This is how athletic Morant is, a point guard who possesses incredible athleticism.
Wembanyama outside. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
So, Greg, the Spurs last year began 15-56, but it was the ending that they're really hanging their head on. They won 7 of their last 11 games.
And over that closing stretch, Wemby averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. A small glimpse into the potential of this young superstar.
Well, that's just a great feel for where the ball was going. He got himself in the right place and made the steal.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Vassell outside. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and lays it in.
A strong play by Vassell inside. Getting him a look this close is almost a sure bucket.
Here's Morant. Rebounded by the Spurs. They traveled to Memphis last time they faced the Grizzlies and came away with a win.
And that last one came right down to the wire. The difference for me being the impact they got from their bench.
Yeah, depth plays a huge factor in this league. You can't win just with 5 guys.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him. And sends Victor Wembanyama to the free throw line. Zach Edey picks one up. He throw good, Wembanyama. And really, Stan, Victor Wembanyama has a chance to be one of those paradigm-shifting players. Don't you agree?
Oh, no doubt, Kevin. First of all, there are not going to be very many 7'4" guys come along. And then come with the skills that he has on a court, the length, his mobility, how fluid he is. It's unprecedented.
Driving in, and he's going to get whistled for that foul. Gee, that was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Now here's Morant. He's got 5. High post, Jackson. Sohan's there. Jackson down low, covered by Vassell.
Yes, sir. Jackson Jr. flushing.
Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Kings. Here's Fox. Vassell, wide open. Good, and a nice assist from Fox.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Now here's Morant. He's covered closely. The rebound by the Spurs. Here's Castle. 23 points for him the last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Outside for Wembanyama. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Well, the son of an NBA player, Jaren Jackson Jr. plays the game with great instincts, particularly on the defensive end. You can see he learned the game growing up.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. Jackson looking it over. Out to Morant. Jackson down low. Bane with the screen on Fox. Morant with a wide open look. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Spurs?
Well, a lot of times you'll hear coaches yell, get the ball inside. Then you can see why. Good things happen when you get the ball into the paint.
I really liked how they've moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jaren Jackson is out there with G.G. Jackson. And it's Edey in at the 5, roaming the paint. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. Morant's got 8 points.
Well, that's a good sign there from Morant. He needs to keep making those shots in order to open this offense up.
Here's Sohan. Here's Castle, guarded by Morant. And the 3 ball is good. 7 points in the game.
Well, when you give him room like that, just expect it to go in.
So Stan, the Grizzlies trio of Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr. From the outside looking in, what a great base going forward.
I agree with that, Kevin. Look, not only are those 3 outstanding individual players, but they complement each other so well. There's such a great fit with those 3 guys. That's a great base for the future.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. De'Aaron Fox stays in attack mode. He says people don't want to guard somebody that's going to attack them on every possession. Can't get that break. Can't take any plays off. His speed, Kevin, that is a lot to deal with.
A ton, David, to deal with. No question. DA, thanks. So it's the Grizzlies now, following the 3-pointer by San Antonio. Jackson finds Morant. And they get it. He takes it in. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Wembanyama sets a screen for Vassell. Wembanyama driving. Over to the left wing. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. A 3-pointer off the mark. The Grizzlies trail by 14. Morant with it. Oh, he jams it right over Wembanyama.
Well, this is what the fans want to see. Morant showing off all of his superb athleticism.
Fox. And it's Fox with the jam.
I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Morant. He can't hit. GA, there is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
His size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
So it's the Grizzlies now, following the bucket by the Spurs. Pass to Edey. Bane against Fox. Out to Morant. Releases from 15. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Morant's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, this kind of performance from Morant doesn't surprise anyone. He can score with the best of them.
Up top, Vassell. 17 points in his last outing. That one goes. Count it.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Here's Payne. The layup missed. San Antonio leading by 16. And it's Vassell in the corner. 40 seconds left in the first half of the game. And the shot goes in. That's 12 points for Victor Wembanyama.
He's been very reliable tonight. Not wasting any chances. Really using his head.
Outside Jackson. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. And it's the Spurs ball. They're on a 19-7 run. Sohan.
Aaron Sohan, an emphatic 2 points.
Swiped away. Right wing. Here's Castle. No good on the three. Devin Vassell has been on display for the San Antonio Spurs. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to... Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Glancing at the upcoming schedule when you guys played against one another, did you always have your games circled on the calendar? And getting back to our current contest, very impressive first half performance for the Spurs.
Man.
And that about wraps it up.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Nice game. Great performance by Devin Vassell.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Keldon Johnson is out there with ball. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review.
Calls to make. Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double-checking, and the game continues on.
Once again, fans, let's give a big hand to your sensational Spurs dance team.
You know, Stan, we hear all the time about after-timeout plays. About how many of those do teams really have at their disposal?
Well, you certainly have to have a few, Kevin. Coaches vary in their philosophy. Some coaches will draw them up on the fly. I was one, like a lot of guys, who wanted to have things that we've worked on that then we could go to. But that just depends on who you've got, how smart your guys are, how quickly they pick things up.
Ball outside. Rocket 6. Barnes outside. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Got a piece of it. Here's Beckford, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
The Grizzlies shooting the ball at 42%. Here's Wells. Barnes grabs the miss. Spurs leading by 23. And the Spurs winning the 2023 lottery stand, adding the terrific Victor Wembanyama. Franchise changing, it appears.
Yeah, Kevin, the hardest thing, and you need a lot of luck to do it, is to get that guy, the guy you can build everything around. There aren't enough of them to go around. Victor Wembanyama is a guy you can build a championship franchise around, multi-skilled at his size. This guy's going to be a fixture in this league for a long time.
Making a change here. Buffs jacked in. Now at the break on the floor, you can see the teams that led the NBA in steals last year. The Grizzlies fourth.
You could tell by watching them how much they enjoyed playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Ball against Kennard. Yep, it counts. Paul's got 5 now.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Kennard against Paul. Kennard kicks to Bagley. That one's off. Still out of sync.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. The NBA is investing heavily in Africa. Spurs coach Greg Popovich said, every year it seems there are more and more African players in the league. It's become a very important part of the scouting world and the development in worldwide basketball. Kevin, the Basketball Without Borders program and NBA Africa are bearing fruit.
It's been successful, that's for sure. 2 on the clock. Offensive rebound. The kick out to Barnes. With 1 on the clock, and the dunk by Barnes.
Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
And Paul over to help.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Now Kennard. And finished off by Bagley.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Paul kicks to Barnes. Paul, a screen on Clark. Kicks it out to Paul. Teardrop shot, and he sinks the layup. Paul's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish. They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
That's a 2 from Kennard. The rebound by the Spurs.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
And they go to the intentional foul. So Memphis ends up going with the new group. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for De'Aaron Fox.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors
can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
Morant looking around. Outside for Jackson. Here's Edey. And the three off target. San Antonio's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Fox. The shot from the low post is good. Fox has got 11 points.
And Fox starting to show you his abilities inside. It has quick instincts, which I think helps him when he's down low.
It's good from long range.
That pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from there.
And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to...
Everybody got to rotate.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So on the floor for Memphis, Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jackson is out there with Edey. And it's Jackson in at the small forward. Pass to Edey. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Edey's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Grizzlies. Fox against Bane. Outside for Wembanyama. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. Fox has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Morant outside. Dan, we have so many great players in this NBA. I mean, every night, from top to bottom, each roster, there's so many great players. But in your opinion, who is the toughest to game plan against?
Wow, that is a tough question because there's so many of them where there's no good answers. You know, let's take Jokic, for example. If you play one-on-one, he's going to score virtually every time. If you come in, double-team him, send a second defender, he's going to make the right pass all the time. There's no way to absolutely stop him. You just do the best you can to limit their team.
The great ones always have answers, don't they, Stan?
If they didn't, Kevin, they wouldn't be the great ones.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Spurs.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific. Doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
They get it back. Sohan, the pass to Fox. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
And he continues to shoot a perfect percentage. Clearly a big reason why they're up right now.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
No thanks. T-ball dancing.
Clark, he's checked in for Memphis.
All the dancing.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth.
Grizzlies, number 15.
Bane sets the screen for Morant. And again, Memphis no good.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
Here's Castle. That drops. Nice feed that time from Wembanyama.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Clark a screen on Fox. And it's Vassell with the foul. That's his first foul. Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. Do you think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all?
Jackson, that's a two-pointer. The Grizzlies with another miss. Here's San Antonio now. They've gone on a 13-0 run. Fox kicks to Vassell. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Wembanyama passes to Vassell. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
Outside, Bain. Launches a three. Rebound, San Antonio. Wembanyama's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Spurs.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Victor Wembanyama.
Well, as a coach, it's so fun to watch a player dominate the game offensively like he did in this one.
And you know they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
Yep. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
This is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Morant kicks to Clark. Outside Jackson. And the rejection by Wembanyama. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance.
diversity and culture tonight with the NBA celebration of Noche Latina. A chance to check out the Los Angeles Clippers' upcoming schedule. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Friday, they'll defend home court against the Memphis Grizzlies.
It's no secret around the league that this team loves playing in their own building. They're loaded with home games over the next stretch, so this is a chance to win some ball games.
Now the opening lineup for the Los Angeles Clippers. Harden and Powell, their backcourt. Kawhi and Zubats make up the front court, and it's Jones in at the 3. And for San Antonio, Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. De'Aaron Fox is out there with Castle, and it's Vassell in at the 3 spot. It's so interesting, Grant. Younger fans may not realize the Clippers had a lot of rough seasons early on.
Well, you know, B.A., that's one way to put it. You know, in their first 27 years in L.A., they only made the playoffs 4 times. But things have definitely changed. Owners have changed.
And coach is sure it should be going the other way. He's challenging the...
There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
May have a better view of this call than the official. It's really just a matter of where the action takes place on the court.
Hey, when you're on the bench and see what looks like an obvious mistake on this call, you almost have to challenge. No matter when it comes in the game, you don't want to surrender any possessions. And the ruling has been made. They're going to uphold the original call on the out-of-bounds violation.
And as a coach, it stings to lose a timeout on a failed challenge, but it's a risk worth taking to make absolutely sure that you're not going to lose a possession on a blown call.
Wembanyama with it, picked up by Powell. Wembanyama with a bucket.
Yeah, this is what everyone wants to see Wembanyama doing, dominating on the inside.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Greg Popovich had a few moments to share with me. To no one's surprise, their focus defensively is on containing Kawhi Leonard. Coach said Kawhi is a terrific decision maker and always manages to play the game at his pace. So we need to get into him, apply some pressure, and try to make him uncomfortable. History shows that will not be an easy task, B.A.
Thanks for that, Allie. Wembanyama screen. 3-pointer. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
When Wembanyama goes up, he can be so quick. I mean, the rookie looking very assertive.
Here's Harden. Pass to Jones. What's not to love about opening day, Grant? Every team with an equal chance to do something special.
Oh, B.A., that's the way these teams look at it. Regardless how your previous season went, you have a chance to do something special, something great. Time to start fresh and build on that optimism.
Wembanyama, screen on Harden. Outside Wembanyama. Blocked! Harden with it. Here's the 3. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. The Spurs have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Castle for 3. They get it back. Vassell against Harden. 6 to shoot. From deep, Wembanyama. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. And there's a whistle. That goes on Devin Vassell. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Powell finds Jones. Zubats screen for 3. Powell. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. San Antonio's gone 1 of 4 from deep. 1:57 left in the first quarter here. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
Well, Victor doesn't have too far to go. I mean, he just pops up to the rim, makes it look so easy.
And Richard, we talked about Victor Wembanyama, 7 foot 4 inches, skilled. Did you ever think we'd see a player like him?
Maybe in about 20 years, but we're seeing more and more hybrids. He is just an outlier that we have never seen before. The tallest player in the league and one of the most skilled.
Team foul.
Here's Castle. Powell covers. Wembanyama, screen on Powell. Outside for Wembanyama. The 3 ball. drops in the 3. Wembanyama's got 10 points.
Keep riding that hot hand. He's been pretty much unstoppable.
Up top, Harden. No points yet. Pass to Zubac. Back to Harden. Leonard outside. Just 5 to shoot. The Clippers got to hurry. Late clock here. Jones from outside. And once again, off the mark by Los Angeles. And here are the Spurs now. They're on a 10-2 run here. Stolen by Harden. Driving to the basket. Now Zubac. Harden surveying the D. Leonard with a screen on Fox. Harden drawing the double team. Back to Zubac. Shot clock at 3. Unloads. Harden misses.
See, what a rough quarter for him. Nothing seemingly going his way.
San Antonio shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And with the 8-foot wingspan of Wembanyama, it feels like he releases the ball halfway to the bucket.
Spurs lead by 6. Fox left side. The 3 from Wembanyama knocks down the triple. 14 points for him.
You can really feel the momentum swinging in their direction.
Yeah, but they can't relax. They've got to keep building on this lead because it is not safe.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for San Antonio. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. There's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Vassell in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Spurs. As quick as anyone in the league, RJ. De'Aaron Fox. How does his speed affect the game?
Well, he's one of those players that normally you have one or the other, but he's quick and fast. Now, that's a mean combination because in the open court, he can break you down. In the half court, he has the quick left to right lateral movement that can cause problems in pick and roll.
San Antonio leading by 10. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, De'Aaron Fox, the inaugural 2023 Clutch Player of the Year, he said, quote, "You can't be afraid to fail. Obviously, you're not going to make every shot, but my team puts me in position to succeed, so the least I can do is have confidence in myself to take good shots." Brian?
Allie, thanks. You know, he's become a star.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Here's Leonard. Into the lane. Oh, it's blocked by Wembanyama.
With his length and energy, Wembanyama has the ability to be a game-changing defender.
Leonard, a threat from deep.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Harden against Fox. Pass to Wembanyama. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's his first foul. All right, a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for De'Aaron Fox.
I don't think anyone expected to see his production drop off the way it has over the last few games. But I have to credit the defenses he's been facing. They've done their homework, and they're finding ways to hold him down. And now he needs to find new ways to beat them.
Eubanks, off target from outside.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Outside Wembanyama. Here's Castle, defended by Harden. Launches it. The shot by Wembanyama, no good.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Since drafting Wembanyama, the Spurs have looked like a team that gets better every game, RJ.
And they're still so young. They're learning the intricacies of the game and how to play with each other. But you can tell things are coming together and the future looks bright.
They're taking the opportunity to get airborne. Kawhi doesn't hold back when he sees an opening.
Fox against Harden. Fires from deep. And it's Fox missing.
That was a good possession. They got a clean look. The shot just didn't fall.
Vassell against Jones. Pass to Leonard. And here's Eubanks. Three-pointer, Harden. Buries it from three. And now just a 5-point Spurs lead.
Big three-point shot from James Harden. Look, this man locks in, and that is his shot.
Wembanyama, screen on Jones. Stolen by Jones. Harden, the pass to Leonard. Here comes Kawhi. Outside for Harden. Eubanks the screen. Fires the three. Harden misses.
Let's just say his subpar shooting is just one reason why they are trailing in this ball game.
Pass to Wembanyama. And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play. Oh, it's Wemby!
And the offensive skills of Wembanyama are a huge part of his high value, and nice to see him delivering.
Harden finds Leonard. There's a screen. Here's Eubanks. Powell outside. Shot clock at 6. Back to Eubanks. Fires for three. Drills it from deep.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Spurs lead by 4. Oh, they get a hand on it. And stolen by Jones. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of this game. And he sinks the second. Okay, RJ, we all know how luck comes into play in the NBA. Spurs have had great lottery luck.
Yeah, winning the first pick 3 times, drafting David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and Victor Wembanyama. Out on those big guys.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Harden, the pass to Leonard. Eubanks the screen. Pass to Powell. Over Fox. Back to Eubanks. Here's Jones. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama.
San Antonio ball.
And you got to be in awe of incredible defensive efforts like this.
Oh my, and that was textbook defense, positioning himself well to send it back.
Now here's Fox. It's stolen away. And so we wrap up the first half. San Antonio on top. They lead by 6. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
Fans, please direct your attention to...
Their offense is running like a machine there, Shaq. I mean, they're making calculated decisions, kind of like all of those.
Okay, guys, now let's... And that'll do it for us.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. You know, Victor Wembanyama has been exceptional here, guys.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
So, on the floor for the Clippers, we've got Bogdan Bogdanovic. He's out there with Chris Dunn. Ivica Zubac's out there with Amir Coffey. And it's Brown in at the 4 slot. Brown, a screen on Paul. Dunn with it. And Johnson picks him up defensively. Well, Richard, as we've seen, sometimes all a player needs to prosper is a change of scenery.
Well, no doubt, B.A. One of the biggest deciding factors in being successful is how you fit into a system and how you fit in with the players around you.
Bogdanovich finds Zubats from the arc.
Well, Johnson is just as fast as he is strong, so as a defender, he can really pressure you.
Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
Here's Bogdanovich. Pass to Zubats. Oh, he took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. Instead, he'll shoot free throws.
Nice job to go at the rack and force the foul.
The free throw drops from Zubats.
Ivica Zubats at the line for 2.
And Zubats drops them both. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's a three from Paul. Offensive rebound. Outside Johnson. Outside Paul. Clock at 6. To the paint. Here's Bassi. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
So challenging trying to guard Paul, especially when he's slicing passes through the defense like that.
Johnson against Bogdanovich. Pass to Barnes. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Zubats. Clippers trail by 10. RJ with Harrison Barnes on the roster. A team can count on durability and reliability.
Oh, and don't forget about the veteran leadership he brings to the table. You can't underestimate how important it is to have a champion and a veteran like that in your locker room.
Bogdanovich with it, and it's Paul picking him up, and that one drops for him.
Finally, a make. It only took 5 attempts in the half.
Outside Paul. Lets the three fly. He buries it from 3. Paul's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Brown, a screen on Johnson. Here's Bogdanovich. And then Bogdanovich with the dunk.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
And the foul on Chris Paul. That's his first foul.
Man, that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
Here's Coffey. He's guarded by Barnes. And here's Brown for 3. Connects from downtown.
Not the best three-point shooter in the league, but he's got enough skill that you can't just let him fire it up.
Down low. Kicks it out to Barnes. Knocked away. Johnson passes to Bassi. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it off.
Good work by Johnson scanning the floor, looking for those chances to share the ball.
And so it's Bogdanovich with it. He brings it up for the Clippers. 8-point game. Second half here, and we're just over 3.5 minutes into it. 6 on the shot clock. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Bogdanovich has got 6 points.
Oh, man, he's feeling it this quarter. They should be looking to get him going every trip down the floor.
Paul can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 6. Dunn, the pass to Zubats. And it's slammed in by Zubats.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
There's 48 seconds left in the third. Here's a 3 from Paul. Here's Bassi. Pass to Mamukelashvili. Barnes feeling it out a bit. The shot off that time. Brown with some nice D. Johnson against Bogdanovich. Takes the 3. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Bogdan Bogdanovic. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul. Substitution.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Outside Wembanyama. No, stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity at a three-point play. That's going to go on Drew Eubanks. San Antonio shooting their third free throw attempt of the game. There's the three. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's... All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Woo, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your two guards share the wealth.
Not just playing selflessly, but also making a smart decision with the ball.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. De'Aaron Fox is out there with Castle, and it's Vassell in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's in the game for the Spurs.
Strong finish by Vassell, showing off that bounce right there.
Now Harden from behind the arc. Outside Jones. Oh, big finish! Wow!
Okay, I see you.
And he dunks it down.
BA, forget about attempting the long-range 3 to cut into that lead. Just attack the rim, my man.
Man, that was sweet. Harden with it. Now guarded by Sohan. Leonard for 3. A corner 3 for Kawhi.
And of course, we've seen Kawhi hit some huge shots from the corners throughout his career.
Jones against Vassell. Wembanyama screen. Vassell passes to Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama making it look easy.
A big night for Wembanyama is a career night for most players.
Outside Harden. Looking to get it going. Here's Vassell. And the three-pointer goes. And now a 9-point Spurs lead. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for San Antonio?
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
Well, another thing to look at is their impressive block numbers. They have not been giving shooters an easy time tonight, knocking away lots of shots.
Wembanyama scanning the floor. And there's the rejection. Here's Leonard. Nice balance from Kawhi Leonard there.
Inside, Leonard has so many go-to moves. He knows how to get by into a shot.
Outside Wembanyama. Fires the 3. And James Harden pulls it down. Clippers trail by 7. Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation. Here he goes. And Harden with the slam.
Few guys can be as trusted as Harden when you're in these situations. He knows how to get it done.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
This is what you expect from him, just coming alive and dominating in effortless fashion here in the fourth.
On the wing, Vassell. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the LA Clippers. They trail by 7. Nails it from 3.
Leonard doesn't shy away from these moments, embracing his role as a leader for his team.
Outside Wembanyama. This one for 3. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. Wembanyama's got 10 points in just the second half. Three-pointer, Harden. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Fox. Outside Wembanyama. Fox, the pass to Wembanyama. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
Scouts love this from Wembanyama. A big who can hit smooth three-point shots.
Outside Harden. Leonard up top. And 1:01 left to play in the fourth quarter.
Well, I guess we could give him credit for not getting discouraged. They're still playing hard. He's doing his job out there.
Vassell outside. Over Jones. Vassell can't get it to go.
Credit the defensive effort there, not giving him room to operate.
Outside Harden. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth. 5 on the clock. Leonard outside. On the take. Leonard takes it in.
Oh, man, what a bucket by Leonard. His team counts on him when time is short because he can handle the pressure.
And Fox powers it home.
Just such a terrific dunker.
Man, born to fly, that's for sure. And the dunk by Leonard.
Assist goes to
Here's Fox.
James Harden.
16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And there's the drive. And Fox powers it home.
It's the speed of the Aaron Fox that is just so tough to match.
Spurs foul. Castle. Third personal foul. First team foul.
So we see the Spurs get the win here. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge difference. Once they
Present. Of the NBA. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Tuesday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Friday, they'll defend home court against the Memphis Grizzlies.
And it's going to be home game after home game after home game for this group. So they got a great chance to string together a number of wins given how strong they've been playing.
Here are the five for the Clippers. The guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Derek Jones is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Eubanks in at the five. And for the Grizzlies, Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jackson is out there with Brandon Clark. And it's Edey in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. People like to debate, and Greg, I don't know if this is you, what's better, Kawhi's defense or his offense?
Well, Kevin, I'll say this. Even if he was a subpar defender, his offense alone would have him among the league's top players. But his defense isn't subpar. At its best, it's elite.
Good on the three-point shot.
As a passer, Morant has developed great instincts, and he's going to exploit those gaps in the deep.
Harden surveying the D. Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, I'm not a system player, I am the system.
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that. But Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
Now here's Morant. And he drives in. Just 5 on the clock. Edey gets the bucket.
High-level passer, even for a point guard. Morant shows the imagination.
Harden against Clark. It's Harden with the drive. And the jam by Harden.
Some power coming from the PG.
That's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. Grizzlies making the shot. Lays it up and banks it in. Harden's got 5 points so far.
I tell you, James Harden's ability to power through contact and finish with bodies around him is something else.
Harden against Morant. Off with the layup.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thanks very much. James Harden is still a factor at age 35. He says, I'm more than a scorer, so for me, it's just impacting the game at the highest level. Kevin, he's led the league in scoring 3 times, but has also led the league in assists. So, pretty much true. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Oh, don't forget, he rebounds as well as any guard right now in the NBA.
You got to know, this is Clark's skill set at this stage of his career. He takes quality shots when he's inside.
A shot by Harden, wide open. No good on the triple. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Up top, Bane. Guarded by Harden. Morant against Powell. Pass to Edey. Offline with his 3. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Recently, Doris, the Clippers have had their most successful stretch in franchise history.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They've only missed the playoffs twice, going all the way back to 2012. They made their first conference finals in team history back in 2021. Not bad for a franchise that had one of the worst win-loss records in league history.
Now here's Powell, following the miss by John Morant. Harden against Bane. Leonard looking over the floor. Over Edey. It's deflected, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Harden against Morant. Driving the lane. In close, he hits it. Morant's got 7 points in the game.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Back to Harden. And he banks in the layup. He has 7.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Morant, that's for 2. And no good on the last second attempt this time. At the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. The guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Drew Eubanks out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jones in at the 3 slot. And as James Harden enters his mid-30s, Doris, he's still able to put his fingerprints all over a game.
So true, Kevin. Rumors of his supposed demise have been greatly exaggerated. This guy's able to create shots for himself and his teammates at an elite level.
On the wing, Bain. Guarded by Powell. Pass to Edey. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
Yeah, Bain has a really good passing instinct. He can spot those gaps in the defense.
Harden outside. That shot, no good. Some solid defense from Clark. To the paint, here's Jackson. Out to Morant. There's the drive. Eubanks grabs the miss.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
Leonard finds Harden. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Now Morant. He has 7. And the foul on Harden. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Outside, Bain. Morant, right side. Rejection. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. Just 2 to shoot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. You know, Doris, with all the fanfare of opening night, it must be tough for the players to keep their focus.
Yeah, I think obviously there's a ton of excitement because you put the offseason to use trying to improve your skill as a player, but you love the game of basketball. It's hard not to get amped up. You know, it's just the mature players who are able to channel that in the right direction. Fantastic look, but that's a bit redundant for James Harden.
Out to Morant. Back to Jackson. Outside, Bain. Jackson, a screen on Powell. Here's Bain. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And the Grizzlies lead by 2.
Striking fast inside. Bain isn't going to miss a chance at a look like that.
Pass to Powell. Back to Harden. It's deflected. Here's Eubanks. Now, here is Harden. Fires the 3. Edey with the rebound. 1:52 left to play here in the half. It's an odd stat, but what I'm going to throw out there anyway, the Memphis Grizzlies set an NBA record last season for players used in a season.
Kevin, this isn't football, right? They had 33 different guys suited up last season. That tells you how difficult it was. Constant change, hard to build chemistry, and let's face it, hard to win games.
Here's Morant. James Harden picking up that last basket. A kick out to Bain. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Harden against Clark. Harden sets the pick for Powell. From downtown, that one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Harden.
Well, the pre-shot preparation of James Harden is exceptional. He knows in this instance that as soon as the ball touches his hands, he's got to be ready to fire. I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually. You know, a lot of coaches might let you hear it for taking the three-pointer on the break, but I like the decision there. The D had already collapsed inside.
Now here's Morant. He has 7. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Greg, with how explosive John Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
Now, here is Harden, coming off 31 points last game. Clark against Leonard. And the rejection by Clark.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Grizzlies lead by 2. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
I'm surprised it's this close, not gonna lie. They played some weak D, giving up too many easy open looks.
And since we have a moment, let's... And that is it for half.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
They've got Kennard. Marvin Bagley is out there with Jackson. And there's Wells. And it's Huff in at the 5, roaming the paint. And that's the group for Taylor Jenkins as we begin the second half. Here's Brown. Bagley with the block.
And a skilled shot blocker to boot. Love how Bagley uses that height and reach to stifle shooters.
Here he goes. Here's Kennard. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Bogdanovich passes to Coffey. Bagley brings the double team. Brown finds Bogdanovich. Launches it. Kennard with the rebound.
And you can tell right there, the defense is totally fine with him shooting that. That's not his game.
They set the screen. Huff passes to Bagley. That one, no good. Excellent defense there from Zubac. Bogdanovich. Pass to Coffey. Back to Bogdanovich. Inside. Here's Zubac. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
Doris, recently the Clippers relocated their G League team, bringing basketball back to the city of San Diego.
Kevin, I absolutely love this because San Diego gets its first NBA representation since 1984. And yes, it's great for the city itself, but it's also a smart move by the NBA who are tapping into an untouched market.
And what's interesting about Bagley, I mean, he has solid form as a shooter. The results from distant, though, have been inconsistent.
And he comes up with the deuce. Bogdanovich has got his first points in this one.
Boy, that was a much-needed bucket in the second half. They're now 1 for 5.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Pass to Coffey. 3-pointer. Done outside. Tries yet again. Here's Zubac. Here's Bogdanovich. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Bogdanovich has got 4 this quarter.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
They set the pick. Here's Jackson. Pass to Huff. Outside, Bagley. Outside, Jackson. Overdone, and Jackson gets it to go. Jackson's got the lead up to 7 now for Memphis.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
Bogdanovich with it, now guarded by Wells. Done. It's tipped, and he recovers it. Kicks it out to Bogdanovich. Going inside. Comes up empty down low. Memphis leading by 7. Outside Jackson. 1:04 left in the third. And the layup's good off the glass.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Bogdanovich wide open. Traps in the tray. Bogdanovich has got 7 points in the game.
Bogdanovich is a very consistent shooter from the field. He's got great mechanics and can just pepper you with shots.
Hits it from 3-point range.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that 3-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Brown sets a screen for Bogdanovich. Brown dishes to Bogdanovich. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Now, here's Wells. He's guarded closer. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Dunn, wide open, he fires, and another 3 for the Clippers. And here's Kennard. Here's Wells. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Grizzlies out in front. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far with this fourth quarter. Sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, the guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Drew Eubanks. And it's Jones in at the small forward. Clark a screen on Powell. On the wing, Jackson. Here's Morant. Pass to Edey. 6 on the shot clock. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
There's a screen. Harden the pass to Eubanks. Outside, Jones. And then Jones with the jam.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. And Drew Eubanks gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Harden against Clark. Harden kicks to Jones. Off target from 3-point range.
Well, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
And finished off by Morant.
And what a show Morant is putting on. Every time he touches the ball, you feel like he's going to score.
Here's Harden. Got a piece of it. Outside Leonard. For 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. Jackson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Edey. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for Memphis.
They've been active defensively, rotating well, and then also closing out on shots. It's resulted in a number of blocks.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Leonard sets a screen for Harden. Outside Leonard. And the rejection by Clark. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. And Morant's got the ball here for the Memphis Grizzlies. They lead by their biggest margin of the game. Behind the back and lays it in. Morant's got 7 points for the quarter. And eventually every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about forewarning the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
Well, James Harden, a sniper through and through. You give him even a little sliver of daylight, and that ball is gone.
Memphis leading by 8. Morant looking around from past the arc. And Jones pulls it down. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Eubanks finds Brown. Jones, no one around him. And a miss there on the triple. Memphis has gone 6 of 10 from 3-point range, up over 50% for the ball game.
His third personal foul. Third team foul.
It's the first that will put them up by 9.
And what you love about Bane is just how hard he works. His drive to keep getting better on display.
Harden the pass to Jones. And here's Leonard. Leonard down the lane. And they'll get another chance. The shot will not fall.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Grizzlies.
At every opportunity, they manage to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
Really a big-time win for these guys. They lost their first 2 games of the year to this team, so they won't be in danger of getting swept when they meet for the 4th time.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Ja Morant.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
Outside Leonard. Harden with a screen on Clark. 5 on the clock. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Very difficult to just stop Kawhi inside. He's a powerful player who commits to his attacks.
2 shots.
And he is unable to get the second one. Here's Morant. The kick out to Bane. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And so the Grizzlies take the win. Some good competition. Much appreciated, David. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge.
Basketball. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for De'Aaron Fox.
And he's been trending downward in terms of his average points per game, and a number of reasons can lead to this. But he needs to figure out how to get back on track.
All right, let's check out San Antonio's starting lineup. Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. De'Aaron Fox is out there with Castle, and it's Vassell in at the 3 spot. And for Memphis, manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Jackson out there with Edey, and it's Clark in at the 3, small forward. On offense, here is San Antonio. We'll coach one of the more electric players in the NBA, Ja Morant.
Yeah, that's for sure, Brian. High-flying, acrobatic at the rim, just a supreme athlete, and he is without a doubt one of the most exciting players this league has to offer.
Bane, no good.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
About a minute into this first quarter. And so it's Bane who brings up the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. And it's Morant off the drive over Castle. Shot's good by Morant.
Because of his ability to elevate and make adjustments in air, Morant has no trouble scoring inside.
Let's go with a 3. Offensive rebound Spurs. Fox the pass to Wembanyama. The basket's good off the assist from Fox.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Jackson the screen. Morant into the lane. Edey for 3. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
For Memphis, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. There's Jackson with the 3. They get it again. The shot, no good. San Antonio's gone 1 for 5 from 3-point range. A cold start. The shot by Sohan, no good. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, Taylor Jenkins had a few moments to share with me. Talking with him about De'Aaron Fox, I asked Coach what he wanted his guys to do against him, and Coach said to not give him room to run. De'Aaron is dangerous when he's attacking lanes and leaking out in transition, so we need to limit those opportunities. So it sounds like they're aiming to slow the pace down. We'll see if it works for them.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's his first foul. Grant, nothing quite like the first game of a brand new season. So many possibilities.
Well, you know, BA, for the players, you're excited and relieved at the same time. You get to see all the hard work you put in during the offseason pay off. What a smart pass from Wembanyama. Already adept at scanning the floor and finding open teammates.
Clark with the screen. And he lobs it up top. Stolen by Vassell. Sohan with the ball. He's picked up by Bane. There's the triple. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Yeah, nice shot by Vassell. Really good three-point shooting.
And Jackson gets double-teamed. Pass to Edey. And out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And let's take this time to bring up the list of last season's elite shot-blocking teams. In the 3rd spot, the Spurs. Memphis, 4th.
One look at last season's shot blocking numbers, and it's clear that these are 2 squads that love to play the physical game down in the paint.
And it's Fox with the jam.
Showing off the major hops. Wow. Look at Fox. Get up and finish with some power.
Stan, one of the most impressive streaks in sports history. The San Antonio Spurs, one of the smallest markets in the NBA, making 22 consecutive playoffs.
Yeah, and Brian, there's nothing that I respect more than consistent success year after year. I think it's harder than having that one great year. What San Antonio did in those years is incredible.
And they had a great sideline reporter right here, too.
Good-looking guy.
Wembanyama, pass to Sohan. From downtown, Wembanyama, no good.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Kicks it out to Bane. Back to Morant. The shot from 20 feet out. Rebound San Antonio.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Here's Castle. Count that bucket. Castle's gotten his second bucket.
Well, Castle got out in transition and ends up getting trusted with finishing the fast break, which he does.
Bane finds Jackson. Now here's Morant. Not a lot of room. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Clark. Memphis needs to get off a shot. And there's Edey. That's good. And the assist by Clark. Edey's got 5.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Fox surveying the D. Pass to Wembanyama. Hits the trifecta. Wembanyama's got his third basket on the night right there.
He's got a sweet stroke from long range. Plenty of bigs do now.
Here's the pick. There's Jackson with the 3. And so it's San Antonio with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Spurs.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on.
Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Jaren Jackson out there with Brandon Clark. And it's Edey in at the center position. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. And he commits the intentional foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Fox against Clark. To the wing on the left. Castle for 3. Yes! And a nice assist. From Fox. Fox has got his 4th assist in this one. And it's Morant with the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. They trail by 9. They'll be off to Portland for a meeting with the Trailblazers after this one. They're kicking off a 4-game road trip. Morant with the close-range bucket.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
San Antonio's gone 5 of 10 from beyond the 3-point line in this game. You know, Coach, when you watch Ja Morant play, it's hard to think of anyone else as explosive as he is.
Yeah, Brian, he can make a defender look like he's standing still. The burst that Morant has with his first step is unrivaled. Probably the best burst in the entire league.
Truly is a human highlight reel in this modern day. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
When asked about Desmond Bane, Coach Taylor Jenkins said he's grown into a leadership role. Guys look to him because he sets an example. Bane said experience is the best teacher. Being in this league for several years, you start to find your voice and your confidence in things you know and say.
All right, Allie, thanks.
Well, the way that Morant is able to twist and contort through a defense, he is one of a kind in that regard.
Here's Wembanyama. Here's Sohan. Pass to Castle. The 3. They get it back. And another shot. Here's Wembanyama. Wembanyama, effortless inside.
Yeah, this is what everyone wants to see Wembanyama doing. Dominating on the inside.
the dunk by Jackson.
It's so sick, the vertical ability.
That was flat out awesome. He has that effortless knack for getting to the hoop.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Fox against Bain. Right wing. Morant with the slam!
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you say? You give Morant about an 11 there?
Fox. And it's Fox with the jam.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. And De'Aaron Fox picks up the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Well, he's going to have to watch himself now. It's a little early for that second foul.
Here's Morant. 9 points in the game. Pass to Edey. Jackson outside. Shot clock at 6. It's hauled in by Wembanyama.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Oh, and Jackson with the block.
Yeah, Jackson's length impacts both ends.
Clark right side. Stolen by Vassell. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Pass to Fox. Always attacking Fox.
Can't lose sight of Fox or allow him to feel comfortable looking to score this close.
Stan, certain NBA teams take on the identity of their home. Like the Grizzlies, for example. They call Memphis Grind City.
Well, Brian, I think it's a perfect fit. Hard-working people in a hard-working city, and they want a hard-working team.
Memphis shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024.
You know, really by no fault of their own, BA. Injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league.
Well, that's not what the defense wants to see. Bain is dangerous when he gets downhill.
Here's Wembanyama. Pass to Castle. Back to Wembanyama. Just 5 on the clock. Tries again. Oh, Wemby using his length to perfection.
Man, Wembanyama getting it done. Woo!
32 seconds left in the first half. The shot's good. Morant's got 14.
He's turned it on here in the second quarter, getting his offensive game on track.
Wow, the athleticism of Fox.
Lift off there for Fox, showing how high up he can get.
A 3 from the inbound. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got his 8th rebound here tonight. To the middle. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Here's Jackson. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we finished off 1 half of play. Appreciate it, Allie. And we'll be coming right back after this break, ready for the 3rd quarter.
Welcome in for halftime. And what's on?
They're getting good looks from range. That's been the key.
But they also hit a bunch of contested threes, playing with great confidence.
And now let's... Thanks as always.
And if you're just joining in, 1 half is in the books. 1 half to go. You know, Victor Wembanyama has been exceptional here, guys.
And he was a beast on the offensive glass in that first half. How can they slow him down?
Yeah, look, even when you put a body on him, he finds ways to extend possessions.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting the second half with. Chris Paul out there with Johnson. Then it's Harrison Barnes, and it's Bassi in at the center position, filling out the middle. You were there, Stan, in Miami at the inception of Heat culture. Give us a taste of it.
Well, it's a little bit overblown in one way, in that everyone basically wants people who work hard and get in shape and compete. The difference maybe with the Heat is they just have a lower tolerance for players who don't meet their standards.
Spurs foul. Charles Bassett. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Kennard passes to Huff. Bassi pulls it in. Spurs lead by 7. Right side Barnes for 3. Sends it home from three-point land. Barnes has gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
One of the best playmakers we've ever seen. CP3's sense for when to pass is legendary.
Paul with a steal. Johnson with it. Jackson in his pocket. To the inside. Paul against Kennard. Paul into the lane. Kicks it out to Barnes. Clock at 6. Inside. Bassi. Got a hand on it. Jackson on the wing. He's guarded by Barnes. Oh, the big finish by Bagley.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Stan, it feels like the hardest part of team building is getting a superstar. The Spurs have one.
Well, they sure... do, BA. San Antonio was retooling for a few years, and then they won that 2023 lottery and draft Victor Wembanyama, a superstar, and now it's about surrounding him with the right guys.
Left side Barnes. Offensive board. The kick out to Paul. They set the pick. Second shot opportunity. And he takes it up and lays it in. Paul's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
He doesn't back down from anybody. Paul has to be one of the most tenacious competitors in the league.
Paul against Kennard. Outside Bagley. Takes it inside. And one thing you can say about the Memphis Grizzlies, they are disruptive defensively, Stan.
Yeah, Brian. They've been in the top 5 in the league in steals, blocks, turnovers forced over the last few years. And let's face it, they're aggressive offensively as well. This team attacks at both ends of the court.
Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
And despite the size mismatch, getting a little aggressive down there in the paint.
Yeah, he didn't let the defense affect him there. He just kept his focus.
He didn't have his feet planted.
Personal foul. 14 foul.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Kicks it out to Kennard.
Since the break, they've really locked it down defensively, looking much more solid now. I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Well, I know we don't want to jinx it, but he's still perfect from the field in this quarter.
Wells. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Wells has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, the efficiency is there, but not the volume. He needs to start doing this every trip down the floor to close the gap.
Outside Barnes. 4-3. Gets the 3 to fall.
They've had a hard time shutting down the three-point shot.
Grizzlies trail by 16. There's a screen. Kicks it out to Kennard. A minute 6 left to play in the third quarter. Counted from distance.
Well, Kennard wasted no time firing back. That's the work of an elite three-point shooter.
Pass to Mamukelashvili. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Incredible work right there on the glass. Just doing all he can to extend that lead.
Hey, once you got him on the ropes, keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of hope.
This will be his third free throw of the game. Free throw no good for Bagley. All right, Stan, what's your take on this very youthful San Antonio Spurs roster?
Well, Brian, they've got the guy to build around. They're very exciting to watch. They've been gaining momentum. They're coming together as a unit, as a roster. And look, this team's got a chance to be very good together.
So San Antonio ends up going with a new group. Here's Wells. He's covered by Fox. And he slams it in one-handed.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
And it's good for two. Wells has got 8 points.
Well, that's what you're looking for. Shots from point-blank range.
The three from Wembanyama. And so it's San Antonio closing out the quarter ahead by 11 points. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And just a selfless decision from your two-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
Yeah, that's great decision-making, and one that embodies a team-first mindset.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Payne. Brandon Clark out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Edey in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. It's good.
Yeah, Bane is a talented scorer. Not just a perimeter threat, he's also capable of finishing inside.
Offensive rebound, Wembanyama. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
The defense getting out-hustled on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
And they're able to recover. We played just over a minute here in the 4th. Fox with speed. Wembanyama down low. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. Wembanyama's got 21. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for San Antonio.
Well, I love how connected they've been defensively. They're right into shooters and piling up blocked shots.
Also, lots of hustle on the offensive end, following shots and creating tons of second chance opportunities.
Jackson on the wing. Clark with the screen. And there are the Grizzlies with another bucket. And this is a star-driven league. But talk about the importance of role players, Grant.
Oh, B.A., a lot of times they're the ones who carry the day. You know what you'll get from your stars, but when the X factor ignites, that can make the difference. B.A., the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that. They retain possession. Edey, that's good.
Relentless effort creates the second chance opportunity.
Spurs lead by 14. Pass to Wembanyama. Clark grabs the board. Clark's got 4 rebounds now. Kicks it out to Bane. From outside the arc. Sinks the tray.
You've got to D up Bane from the corner, or else he'll bury those shots in bunches.
Here's Fox. Fox lightning quick on the drive.
He's pouring it on at a nice clip, and the rest of the team is stepping up as well.
On the wing, Bane. Just about 3 minutes through the 4th and final quarter here. He gets it in there.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Fox goes in. Memphis with a rebound. Clark's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Morant. And then Morant with the jam!
Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here.
Fox against Clark. And Fox powers it home.
Elevates and detonates the one-hand stuff.
Picture perfect. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. You can't make it that obvious.
And that's how you defend. Glad we had a chance to see a replay of that block again.
What a play. I mean, that'll have the offense thinking twice about taking shots in his presence.
Fox, the pass to Wembanyama. Wembanyama powers it through inside.
With how big and powerful Wembanyama is, showing how delicate he can be with that teardrop.
Outside Bane, beyond the arc. And that one goes. He's now recorded his 5th bucket in 8 tries.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
And a comfortable win for them here. Game is out of reach. Good performance for the Spurs.
When you look at their assist totals, you can see why it was easier for them to score. The ball was really popping tonight.
And good things seem to happen when you're patient and willing to make the next pass. Their offense has flowed really well.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for De'Aaron Fox.
Well, just a fantastic job of distributing the ball. When you're able to see the floor like that and take advantage of what the defense gives you, it's huge.
And it's San Antonio's ball. And there's Wembanyama. That's good on the assist by Castle.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Brandon Clark. That's his first foul of the game. Here's Vassell. And that one drops. So we see the Spurs taking the W here. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
Shocked and surprised.
surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. De'Aaron Fox out there with Castle. And it's Vassell in at the small forward. And for Los Angeles, the guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Jones is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Eubanks in at the center. All right, Brent, a fresh season of NBA basketball. How excited are you?
Oh, man, Kevin, on a scale of 1 to 10, can I go 20? I mean, we've been waiting for these games to start for months. The offseason seems endless, and there's always drama about player movement, who's going where, and expectation, but nothing better than getting that ball thrown up. And let's see these guys go at it. All right, Harden still got some hops and finishing that one off with some power.
Over to the wing. Here's Castle. And he dunks it down.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. Now here's Harden. Against Charlotte, he was really on his game. And Jones has it in the corner. Leonard the pass to Harden. Shot clock at 5. Puts it up. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. Spurs have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. You know, Brent, De'Aaron Fox. I mean, how do you cover him?
Well, Kevin, the first thing I do is ask for help. I keep my other defenders aware that I'm not going to slow this guy down at any point. So try to get him to his offhand, which is his right hand, and then make sure that he's taking more shots and not being in transition, because that's where De'Aaron Fox is at his best.
Now here's Harden. Beyond the arc. Wembanyama with the rebound. Jumps up. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Smart bucket by Castle. Get out and run.
It's Harden with the drive. Out to the right wing. Eubanks finds Leonard. Leonard sets a screen for Powell. Back to Leonard. Fires the 3. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, Teron Lou and I had a few minutes to share, and I asked him, how do you contend with the size and skill of Victor Wembanyama? He said, every night we see this guy do something no one has ever seen before. It's kind of like dealing with the unknown. A whole new kind of player needs new schemes. So we'll see some inventiveness out there on the defensive side tonight, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. Kicks it out to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Oh, man, when Kawhi dunks, you feel it. This is how powerful that guy is.
The Spurs have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. And Fox gets it to go.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Now, here is Harden. San Antonio with the rebound. Wembanyama's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Brent, when you talk about the Clippers franchise, and you appreciate this so much, their first superstar was really Bob McAdoo.
And what a tremendous talent. You know, most people remember Bob McAdoo with his years with the Lakers. But, man, when he was with the Buffalo Braves, 3 straight scoring titles, was the league MVP in 1975. Sorry, Dad. Some people still consider him the club's best player ever.
And the Spurs with possession. Harden missing his last shot. Jones against Vassell. To the right side. Eubanks finds Powell. Back to Eubanks. Jones looking for an opening. And again, no good by the Clippers. Pass to Wembanyama. A three-pointer, no good. Vassell, wide open. Sinks the three-pointer. Harden with it. It could go. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's San Antonio. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a chance to catch up on some numbers. Scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
These guys have been so quick off the dribble, finding great lanes to attack and getting themselves to the basket.
So much good energy and flow tonight, and that has really come out of great ball movement. Guys have been open, and as soon as they are, they get the ball.
The guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Drew Eubanks out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jones in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. De'Aaron Fox, Brent, is a very special player, isn't he?
Well, Kevin, it's true. De'Aaron Fox is a blur in the open court, but it's his leadership that really has come along at such an early stage. And think about the run that he went on with the Kings just a couple years ago. He's not settling with that. He wants more. He wants to play in the postseason, and he's capable of getting any team there.
And it's Wembanyama's size that makes him a potent defensive presence.
Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition tape foul. San Antonio shooting their second free throw attempt on the night.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Now, here's Fox. 10-point lead. This is their biggest.
Oh, that gets everybody fired up. The point guard, De'Aaron Fox, up on the rim.
Leonard sets a screen for Harden. Kicks it out to Leonard. Up top, Powell. Four on the clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Leonard, no luck. Spurs leading by 12. The wide open look here for Fox. Offensive rebound. It's Wembanyama at the elbow. And the Spurs scoring again.
Showing he's more than just an interior threat. Wembanyama also possesses that reliable jump shot.
Harden scanning the floor. Pass to Eubanks. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Loving the confidence. Just rise and be free. And you know you can do this.
There's something to be said about knowing yourself. It allows him to shoot and shoot comfortably, even with taller defenders out there.
And so it's San Antonio with it. The Clippers getting the bucket. Wembanyama, right side. Over Eubanks. Eubanks grabs the miss.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Now here's Harden. 2 points. That one goes. Harden's got 8 points.
Even if he's not a big man, Harden can score inside with the best of them.
Wembanyama down low. Eubanks defending.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
Kicks it out to Jones. Eubanks with it. Wembanyama on him. The lead now in single digits. Over the course of a season, each team takes on a certain personality. Brent, do coaches try to shape that personality based on their roster?
Well, Kevin, it's a great question, and I think the best coaches in our league adapt to the personality of the team as it starts to formulate throughout the season. You lean in to what guys naturally are. Some success comes with that.
The Spurs have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
So much talk about who's the fastest player in the league, and Fox always being mentioned there. His speed and stepping into this leadership role, lots of great signs from De'Aaron Fox.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league recalibrated its emphasis on fouling during last season. Commissioner Adam Silver said there was a sense that offensive players had too much of an advantage, so an adjustment was made. The fans want great offense, but they want players to be allowed to play defense as well. I think that's what we're seeing. Kevin, it's a welcome change.
Welcome indeed, no doubt about it, DA.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
You know, Greg, with the combination of Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs should be a great defensive team.
Yeah, it's hard with a young roster because all 5 guys have to work in unison, and often someone's going to make a mistake.
Now Powell following De'Aaron Fox's three-point attempt. Leonard with the screen on Vassell. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, that first quarter was a bit shaky. Good to see a player who doesn't let a slow start get to him.
When you think about James Harden, he's had such an effect on the game. Brett, they changed the rules because of him.
Well, it's interesting, Kevin, because you can think about it a couple of ways. There was a system change for James Harden to try the system, and then, as James has said himself, he became the system. So leaning into all of the analytics of basketball, you have to have somebody who can represent all of the things that system would require, and it came in the form of the beard for many years. And that kind of offensive output is something that is going to be, we'll be hard-pressed to see that again, Kevin.
Now here's Harden. He's got 14. Jones sets the pick for Harden. Pass to Eubanks. It's stolen by Wembanyama. For San Antonio, they have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. And Wembanyama launches it from deep. A big-time effort for De'Aaron Fox. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
Well, the energy they're putting out is not going toward their defense. Problem is their offense can't keep up with those guys. So the D.
Okay, so now, thanks for joining us.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. They've got Chris Paul, also Johnson out there. And it's Barnes, and at the 3, the small forward.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
Bogdanovich passes to Coffey. Brown with a screen on Barnes. Here's Zubats, and the dunk by Zubats.
That's what Zubats is here for, making plays in the trenches.
Done against Paul. To the inside, and stolen by Dunn. Second half just getting started, about a minute played. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And what a new era for the Clippers, Greg, playing here in their own arena, the Intuit Dome.
You have no more sharing, right? No more covering up Laker banners. It feels like the Clippers are on their own 2 feet now. This was the goal for the ownership group, and they made it happen.
Now here's Paul. Pass to Barnes. Drives to the hoop. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Well, this time Harrison Barnes using some of his physical advantages to bully the defense or at least get them on their heels.
Here's Bogdanovich. Still yet to score. Brown outside. He can't hit that time.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Bounce pass from Paul.
And CP3 with that court awareness, it's legendary, exceptional at realizing when his guys are wide open.
Bogdanovich looking around. Zubats with the screen for Bogdanovich. Los Angeles with another miss.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Paul with the three. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
His competitiveness right now is why the teammates love him.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Johnson, the pass to Mamu Kelishvili. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
An emerging part of his game. Johnson's becoming a better playmaker.
Bogdanovich against Johnson. Right side, Bogdanovich.
2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
5 to shoot. Sinks that one from the post. Bogdanovich has got his second basket of the night.
Bogdanovich focused on scoring on the inside, and when he gets close to the basket, it looked like he was hungry to get 2.
He gets that one. And the Spurs lead by 18.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Brown sets a screen for Dunn. Jacks up a three. Rebounded by the Spurs.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
Here's the screen. Paul goes in. The kick out to Barnes. Back to Paul. Here's the floater. It's hauled in by Dunn. Los Angeles has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Took him no time at all on that one. Paul's got 7 points.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
With some arc and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
First personal
Yeah, the
foul.
defender all over him.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Bogdanovich passes to Coffey. Three-pointer. Good on the triple.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Paul goes in. Up and in on the layup. Paul's got 9 points here in the second half.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Into the lane. The kick out to Brown. Pass to Zubats. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Zubats has got his second bucket of the game to go. And here is Paul. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Chris Dunn picks one up. First trip to the line for him here.
Really a good season for him overall last year when you look at the number, 83% from the line.
Both free throws good from Paul. Just 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Harden inside the three-point line. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him. And
well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Spurs lead by 19. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. The guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Kawhi Leonard is out.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Here's Fox. And it's Fox with the jam.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Harden outside. Kicks it out to Leonard. And a missed layup.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Wembanyama, no good.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
He'll throw it up there in the claw. Get it.
Wembanyama fights on. And the foul on Harden. That's his third foul of the game.
First team foul.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter.
That's a bad miscue, but I think they've done a really good job keeping control of the ball throughout the game.
Good work there as it goes. Harden's got 4 this quarter.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Fox passes to Wembanyama. Stolen by Harden. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Eubanks. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama has got 9 rebounds now tonight. Zohan, the pass to Wembanyama. A three-pointer is right on target. And the Spurs lead by 18.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop him.
Hands it from downtown.
Trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his second 3 of the game. 1 in each half.
Fox passes to Zohan. The 3. Fox, no good. And it's Harden with the ball for Los Angeles. Leonard dunks it down with force.
Well, an excellent passer. Harden taking pride in finding an open teammate.
Here's Fox. And it's San Antonio with another.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Yeah, he's feeling it. Keep feeding him until he misses.
Here's Harden. An easy 2 points on the way. Harden's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Oh, one of these monster nights from James Harden.
Fox. And he uses the glass on the lane.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Kicks it out to Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Harden. From deep. Vassell grabs the board. Spurs leading by 15.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Spurs.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching any lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for De'Aaron Fox.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
Back to Eubanks. Lets it go from deep. Rebounded by Castle.
Really excellent defense there. They know he's capable of knocking it down from the outside, and they could not have played him better.
Three-pointer, Fox. Another shot. Great D that time from Leonard. And here are the Clippers now. They trail by 18. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
At the line for one.
And that is what Harden does. Draws fouls, hits shots, and makes plays.
17 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Harden against Fox. And there's the drive. And it's Fox with the jam. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This one, thank you, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry.
Welcome to two. And here's what Memphis' schedule looks like. On Wednesday, they'll go up against the Trailblazers in Portland. And then Friday, they'll be matching up against Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers.
You hear this all the time, but a road trip is a great chance for a team to build chemistry on and off the court. Chemistry matters a lot in the NBA, and a trip like this can bring a team together.
And checking out the opening lineup for Memphis. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Jaren Jackson out there with Edey, and it's Clark in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Clippers, Harden and Powell, their backcourt. Derek Jones is out there with Kawhi Leonard, and it's Eubanks in at the 5 down low. So many things to love about opening day. What's tops on your list, RJ?
A lot of things, really, but man, the energy in the building. This house is rocking. These fans are so pumped up and optimistic about their team right now.
Now here's Harden, coming off a 31-point game. Out to Leonard. Clock is at 3. Jones sets a screen. Lets it go from the wing. And he buries that one. Back rim and in.
And he's done this a time or two. Leonard with no panic late in the shot clock.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Tyronn Lue gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. They were concerned with Jaren Jackson Jr. on both ends of the floor. Coach saying defensively, Triple J covers so much space, a blocking machine. And on the other side of the ball, Jaren has serious skill for a man of his size. He's a tough game plan for us. Jaren Jackson Jr., a two-way menace. Brian?
Allie, thank you. And just around a minute and a half into this first quarter. And one thing that Morant has always been a lead at, finding a seam in a defense and getting to the rim, Grant.
Yeah, any crack allows him to get inside. And as good as anyone at splitting a double, which he sees a lot of. So once inside, he can finish with authority or kick it out to a shooter.
Clark to pass to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Doesn't have to get up much. Jackson Jr. at 6'11" just easily finishes that hoop.
Harden scanning the floor. They need this. And that's 2 points on the layup.
Just taking it right to the rim. And no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
And it's Edey missing.
You knew eventually they were going to miss one. At least you hope.
Harden against Bane. From deep three-point land. Can't get a second shot to fall. Now 1 of 2.
I mean, I think that was their first miss of the game. They've been just rolling.
Clark finds Bane. Outside Morant. Jackson with a screen on Powell. Kicks it out to Jackson. Clock at 4. And the dunk by Jackson.
The more time Jackson spins at the rim, the better. His length is a deciding factor in this game.
2 minutes remaining in the
Harden against Clark. And then Harden with the jam.
He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he? Now here's Bane. Jackson down low, working on Powell. Jackson can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 3. Harden with it, guarded by Morant. Harden against Morant. Outside Harden. Drives to the hoop. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Harden's got 6 points. Memphis has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Here's Morant. Leonard pulls down the board. And Harden's got the ball here for Los Angeles. They came away with a victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
And last time out, they seized the advantage with their defensive pressure. They did a great job of just forcing a lot of turnovers.
This defensive game plan is easy, keeping it the same, making them change things.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
Jackson can't get it to go.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Bane fires from way outside. And no good. His first shot of the night, missing. The Clippers in the lead. And they've been producing at a high level.
No question. They're in a nice rhythm offensively.
Right side, Harden. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. He's got 10.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
You gotta love how aggressive Morant is. He is fearless going towards that rim.
Leonard with a screen on Clark. Harden's shot is good.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
And timeout called by Taylor Jenkins. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
Yeah, Coach no doubt wants to use this timeout to review the matchups and maybe make some adjustments as well.
I'm sure all of the above is in order, and you can never be too content.
Let me hear you get loud for it.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Clippers ball.
Leonard way outside. No good. Would have counted had it gone. James Harden. He's been the guy making things happen. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Oh, boy, they've been driving deep into that defense early on, and it's paid off. Great penetration from the perimeter so far.
Man, they're just having their way, bullying the other team in the painted area, imposing their will down there whenever they want.
Harden and Powell, their backcourt. Drew Eubanks out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jones in at the small forward position. That's the group for the Clippers starting the second. He drops it from range.
Talk about a pure jumper. Leonard doesn't need a lot of space to rise up.
Richard, for years, the Grizzlies' team motto was grit and grind. You think that shifted?
They're a little bit flashier now, but they still have that underdog spirit. That's what grit and grind is about. They're always out to prove themselves.
Here's Harden after the basket by Memphis. And Harden with the slam.
This is the offensive onslaught that is James Harden. Just capable of dominating games all by himself.
Pass to Clark. And here's Bane. Here's Morant going inside. Oh, Morant attacking and finishing.
What I love about Morant is that he understands his strengths on offense, which is why he is so efficient.
Harden against Clark. Outside Harden. Shot clock at 5. No good that time. Ooh, excellent D there from Jackson. Here's Clark. Oh, Clark with the slam.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Brandon Clark. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Jackson, he's checked in for Memphis.
Number 45, Gigi Jackson.
Jackson against Harden. Pass to Eubanks. Now here's Jones. Back to Eubanks. 6 to shoot. Powell passes to Eubanks. The Grizzlies pull it in.
You often expect him to convert these types of shots, but the D must have made their presence felt to prevent that one.
The 3 is up. Drains the triple. Eubanks, he's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Grant, we know the importance of the veteran leaders on a team, but not every vet wants to accept a mentorship role.
Very true, B.A. In your later years, that role becomes a blend of playing and kind of coaching. Not everyone is cut out for that.
So it's the Clippers now, following the bucket by the Grizzlies. Leonard outside. Oh, and Jackson with the defensive effort. Well, the defender stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. And Richardson's bursting onto the scene. Bane has been nothing short of spectacular.
Bane was a steal with the 30th pick. He's added to his game each year. And now, look, he's one of the better two-way wings in the league.
Now here's Morant. He's got 14.
And if you're wondering what makes Ja so special, it's his ability to take over games all by himself.
Leonard with a screen on Jackson. Here's Harden. Ooh, excellent D there from Jackson.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
And it's the Clippers on the break. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Yeah, the level of creativity Leonard has is just special. He's capable of
the skill, the grace, Morant.
And man, does Morant put on a show. He's got such insane athleticism.
Leonard with a screen on Jackson. Oh, it's blocked by Jackson. Morant looking for an opening from deep three-point range. Yes, and a nice assist from Jackson. Morant's got 11 here in the quarter alone.
This quarter has been all his. I suggest they keep the ball in his hands.
Leonard with a screen on Jackson. Out to Leonard. Lets it go from deep. Memphis with a rebound.
And lockdown defense against one of the best three-point shooters in the league.
Jackson for three. And it's Harden who pulls down the rebound.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
There's 25 seconds left in the first half of this one. It falls again. He's now 8 for 12 from the floor.
Just an absolute ferocious score. When Harden gets a chance to score from the interior, he doesn't think twice about shooting.
Oh, Morant from close range.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Leonard with a screen on Jackson. Here's Harden. And he banks in the layup. Harden's got 18.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side. I'll be honest, he's having a better quarter than a lot of my nights back when I played.
That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Grizzlies out in front, up 3. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a moment.
Taking a look at Memphis, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big change.
So let's move on now to this Grizzlies game, which has turned out to be a tight one.
We often talk about efficiency on offense. They were the...
Glad you could join us.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Oh, a fantastic game from Ja Morant in this one.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Taylor Jenkins. Marvin Bagley is out there with G.G. Jackson. Then it's Luke Kennard, and it's Wells in at the point. With the drive. Oh, there's a killer 2-hand slam.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
That one goes. Count it.
You like seeing Bogdanovich get it done inside. An opportunistic score around the rim.
Wells, the pass to Huff. 3-pointer off the mark. Clippers trail by 3. Outside Bogdanovich. Kick out to Brown for the tie. On target from range. Brown's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Well, the Grizzlies shooting at a very efficient 67%. Bagley is screen on Bogdanovich. Here's Kennard, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And one move ahead of the defense, a solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Oh, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate. And this has been a nice start to the second half. They're 3 out of 4 in a rhythm on the offense right now.
And that one's good.
Oh, nice feed. On time and on target.
Bogdanovich against Kennard. Brown with a screen. Back to Bogdanovich. Brown with a screen. 5 to shoot. Bogdanovich, no good. The Grizzlies have gotten 3 of 4 shots to fall so far in the third. And he gets it to go. Jackson's gotten his first basket of the night.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Zubac, screen. Bogdanovich against Kennard. Now here's Bogdanovich. Tight defense on him. Here's Brown. Cleared away by Wells.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
Kennard passes to Huff. Hits a three-pointer. Now it's a 7-point Memphis lead.
The way he can elevate over a defender from deep, very tough to contain outside the arc.
Poke loose. Bagley down low, defended by Brown. Wells, the pass to Kennard. Pass to Wells. Jackson outside. 4 on the clock. Launches a 3. Ooh, great D that time from Dunn. And so it's Bogdanovich with it. He brings it up for the LA Clippers. 7-point differential. To win the drought. Good on the shot. Bogdanovich has got his 3rd basket of the night. For Memphis, they've gotten 5 of 7 attempts in the 3rd quarter. Here's Bagley. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Grizzlies lead by 7.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Bogdanovich passes to Zubac. Zubac, screen. Here's Dunn. The putback. It's good on the putback.
It's interesting. They definitely had more 3-point attempts in the first half. Not sure why they went away from it.
Here's Jackson. Out to Bagley. We've got 33 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Brown with a screen. Bogdanovich with it. Checked by Bagley. Brown against Kennard. A nice shot by Zubac. Zubac has got 4 points in the quarter.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
Oh, the big finish by Bagley.
And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
He's locked in with his teammates right now, setting guys up in perfect position.
Knocks it down from distance. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Memphis ahead. Up. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big men in the league today than we've ever seen.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. Harden and Powell, their backcourt. Kawhi Leonard out there with Derrick Jones. And it's Eubanks in at the 5. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Nice balance from Kawhi Leonard there.
Inside, Leonard has so many go-to moves. He knows how to get by into a shot.
They set a pick. And it's Morant off the drive. Can't cash it in from close range. Los Angeles has gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. Outside Harden. Leonard on the wing to take the lead. It's good. Off the assist from Harden. Harden's got his 3rd assist of the night.
Pretty incredible just how great a shooter Kawhi has become. Really one of the best in the league.
And we've got a timeout from Taylor Jenkins. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Jackson is checked in. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Taylor Jenkins had to say to his team. He told the guys to stay after it inside. He said our play inside is terrific right now. He said don't lose any of that intensity. Stay strong down there. It's always nice to hear a coach enjoying his team's play. Back to you.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Leonard finds some space. Oh, right between the eyes. All net that time. And now a 3-point Los Angeles lead. All right, let's take a look at the energy stats. How the hustle game has been going for the Clippers.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And we also got to talk about the number of points they've scored in transition. Just jumping all over the opposition in this regard. In a tight one like this, you have to trust in his ability.
Jackson against Harden. And then Harden with the jam.
And you can see Harden is feeling it, which is why he's being so aggressive on offense.
It's stolen by Leonard. Powell passes to Eubanks. Leonard with a screen on Jackson. Leonard up top. Outside for Harden. Stolen by Jackson. And there's Jackson on the assist by Bane. Jackson's gotten 4 this quarter.
Improving that vision since he came into the league. Bane with a nice dish here.
Here's Leonard. It's deflected. And they're on the run. No good with the triple. Harden against Bane. Outside Harden. Out to Leonard. Powell sets a screen. Leonard with the ball. He's picked up by Bane. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense given the situation.
Memphis on D. 3-pointer. Harden gets the 3 ball to go. Harden's got 23.
Few guys can be as trusted as Harden when you're in these situations. He knows how to get it done.
Here's Morant. The rebound by Eubanks. Eubanks, he's got 5 rebounds in the game. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We played about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter here. Takes a 3. It's good. Off the assist from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists in the game.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
I think when you've got it going from 3-point range, you've got to keep it going. It's a good way to kind of pile up the points quickly.
Out to Leonard. Back to Harden. Leonard outside. Shot clock at 6. The Clippers got to hurry. Late clock here. Oh, and Jackson with the defensive effort.
Gotta applaud the defensive effort. It's not easy to stop him getting in the...
Whoa! Nice! What a huge jam!
Gracious.
Big time right there.
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
Here's Harden. Yes! Coming
up big in the clutch. Harden, you know he loves these moments.
And And it's Morant with the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja slithers his way in. He connects! And he's brought them within 2 points now.
And this is where Morant really shines. The bigger the moment, the more he wants to capitalize.
Leonard with a screen on Jackson. Here's Harden. And it's good.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
Timeout called. Memphis. We've got 22 seconds left in the final quarter. Any speculation on what we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
And they're going to have to work fast coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, no time to waste. They basically have to execute things perfectly from here on out. One of the best scorers in the clutch, Harden, doing it again.
And right here, they can't waste any time.
It needs to be a quick shot and a quick foul.
From deep, Morant. The rebound by Eubanks. Outside Harden. Jacks up a three. So it's Los Angeles picking up the win. Boy, they didn't make it easy on their fans or them. All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Richard Jackson.